Today we'll be doing an install / review or overlook at these BougeRV 200 watt solar panels. They're monocrystalline, so let's take a look and see how they produce. Going to wire in the BougeRV charge controller here for the new solar panels that are out. Finished mounting the one that I didn't get to mount yet. I didn't really film the mounting process a whole lot because I was just making it out of wood to determine how it was all gonna work out. It'll work, but I'm definitely gonna have to rig it up a little better at some point with some proper metal, I think. Seems to be quite strong. I mean, the panels are only 30 pounds. The main thing is the windage on the panels because they're so big. It's gonna add quite a bit more than 30 pounds, so I gotta make sure they're quite solid. And I absolutely love these things comparing to my little Klein like crimpers that don't have any ratcheting and you can't control the amount of crimp. They make making the crimps so much faster and much better in general as well. Much better, much better. Right, ready to flick on my breaker that powers the charge controller. Just want to double check my wiring. Actually, well, first off, I never connected my main positive, so I gotta connect that. Positive goes up through the breaker. The other end of the positive comes down through, follows through, connects to battery positive. Negative goes to negative. Perfect. All right, let's power it on. We're flashing away. 13.2. Battery's connected, but there's no PV connected because I haven't connected it in the back yet. I kind of screwed up my connectors last night, so I cut them off on the one end. One end is fine, but the other end has to be a jumper, so I need to put the female end on the positive end and the male end on the negative end. Hot water heater is running right now off of our lithium bank, which is awesome. This thing's making a ton of noise. We've got 2 amps coming in on solar. It's a super overcast day and the panels are not faced the right direction. But it seems like our little app here is a little off. Reading like a ½ amp less than what my little amp meter reads here. 16 volts on the solar inputs. The batteries are down to 12.7. 12.7 batteries while the water heater's on. So at least they're installed and we can tilt them up when we need that extra juice. We finally have a moment where we're not on the move every day. And I'm playing around with the solar because I realized my batteries were slowly decreasing and decreasing. With the panels mounted on their sideways position like that, we only get, with 2 panels, roughly, that's 400 watts of solar, we only get roughly like 4 to 5 amps at a good point. Now with 1 panel tilted up, just kind of rigged up with some slings and whatnot, just to kind of see how it worked, to make sure everything's running properly. We are now making 10.78 amps. One thing I'm really enjoying about this app is today's running data, and this 12.2 volts at the lowest is what was worrying me. So that's what made me really realize that I needed to start playing with the panels and tilting them up to face the sun, because these are the only 2 panels currently charging our lithium bank. We've been using it for editing, watching movies and stuff like that. 300 amp hours has been keeping up pretty good. We've been on the move for about a week now, keeping up okay, but we definitely need to take a day every now and then to tilt up the panels and get a full charge on them, because otherwise we're not getting nearly enough solar. But that was to be expected. I knew we weren't going to get very much from having them not facing the right direction. More notes on this app. Sort of don't like some of the features. One thing that's annoying is you need to connect to Bluetooth devices. So every time the phone stops working, you know, either the app crashes. Actually, it's been twice now that the app has crashed my phone. I've had to physically restart the entire phone. But other than that, it's been running fairly well. well. I'm just not super stoked about the Bluetooth connectability. It seems like the historical data, you sometimes get it and sometimes you don't. Like it doesn't seem to always save the historical data. Now this might be just me. I've only been running it for a total, actually you can see here, 6 days in total. But I do love how it gives us some historical data. It's just the fact that when it's disconnected, I don't think it's tracking the historical data anymore. I think you need to be connected to Bluetooth to track the historical data. At least that's what I'm finding. But through more testing, we'll be able to figure out for sure, because I mean, it's only been 6 days and I haven't been really able to give it a full test because we've been cruising nonstop. Now we're really testing our systems, making sure that everything is working. Another good feature that I think is a necessity on these apps is being able to adjust your settings. So going in and changing the type of battery. This one has a lithium option, but I also have a user option where I can change all of the data myself and input what I'd like. So I like that. It's absolutely needed for a charge controller. So taking a closer look at these panels, they're outputting everything just fine, so I can't really complain about their output. But to be fair, most panels, they always output fine right at the start. It's a matter of if they're going to continue to output over the years. But these do come with a good warranty, so hopefully they'll uphold their warranty. Although I have heard, not from this manufacturer, but generally when you install panels on a boat, you basically void the warranty. I'll have to find out if Bouge will actually uphold the warranty if we have any problems in the future. But one thing I will say, connection points don't look like they were super well done. Trying to find one. I mean, they're not terrible. They're not like some of the Chinese knockoff panels that I've seen. You know what? I take it back. It's really not that bad. When you look really close, I'm sure you can find some imperfections, but I mean, I don't expect these to be, you know, the top of the line best solar panels ever, because they're not priced for that. You can get those, you can get really great solar panels that will do way better in vibration environments and whatnot, but they're a lot more expensive. SunPower makes some amazing solar panels. I'd love to have them, but they're way too expensive for me. So for now, BougeRV, really happy, and we'll keep you updated in the future on how things change, because I mean, we've only been running them a week. It's not a fair test. We need a lot longer than that to decide if we really truly love this system and if these panels are worth the money. Well, it's been a little while since I've been working on any electrical stuff aside from fiddling with the solar panels and seeing my idea of mounting them on the side is going to work for both shading and for functionality. Really, it seems like it's going to work, and our friend Dave here has helped me out and taken some measurements, and he's gonna help me ideally make it out of some stronger material instead of the wood that I got there. It's kind of a ghetto sort of setup that's working now but won't work over the long term. So we're gonna build a bit of a rail to mount it to and then have a hinge system.